What's
Man,
up, man?
What's up, dude?
what's
That
up?
movie was so good. There's so many things to it. I felt like I know it was long, but I almost felt that they had like at least another 20 minutes of stuff to talk about to
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
true.
get into
I
it.
wanted it longer. I did. I wanted it
Yeah.
another like 2.5 hours. I think I still would
Damn.
have been interested.
I think exactly. I think you should have gave me about 20 more minutes of some backstory. Do something with the sisters arc. Talk
Yeah,
about a little bit about her, what's going on with her.
Mhm.
Because she's going to be a bad guy, an anti-hero. And the 10 rings are going
yeah,
to change. But it's going to be there in the Marvel universe for a long time. So I mean, I think that it was important to show why she's becoming who she is, why she needs to lead this, why she needs
exactly.
to always looking for her dad's love because that she never got. They kind
Yeah.
of hinted at it without going deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that really going to did a little bit disservice for it because
Yeah.
it had opportunities.
Yeah. And I wonder if they did that on purpose because they might explore more of her backstory of like those years without her brother, those years after she left the her dad's hideout, whatever. Like there's a lot of years, what, like 15 years or something or so that they can dive into, with her backstory,
Mhm.
like she built her own empire with that fighting
How?
kind of underground fighting thing, yeah,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So what you want to get into the post credit scene before we
Woo.
get into the mid one, because the mid one is MCU importance. This
Yes,
one is more film important. Yeah, at the
yeah,
very end.
I agree.
Um,
Exactly.
do you remember it? How it went down? Will?
It's a sister. She was on a sister, and
Yeah,
she, instead of taking down the whole empire that her dad created, she ends up taking over. She, right?
yeah.
That's
That
crazy.
pretty
Because
much.
now, what is she gonna be evil, or what's she gonna do with that organization?
Yes and
I don't
no.
know. Yeah, basically. Well, one thing I don't know if you guys noticed when they were pulling
uh,
out, because they showed her in the chair and they were like, zooming out, and you see
yeah,
all the big shots, talking paperwork and stuff, and then you zoom out more and you see everyone training in the courtyard. They were
yeah.
all women. I don't know if you noticed that. They were all
They were all
women.
women. I thought it was
No, they
half and
had a
half.
couple of guys in there.
Did they have a couple
All
guys?
the elite warriors were like the
They
guys were
were
like
women.
picking up
Yeah,
the stuff, and the girls were doing all the fighting. They're all the
All
true.
the
ninjas, were
training.
all women, all
Yeah.
around. And even the girls, and the people, the spray paints on the walls and everything were all women too.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I thought
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's
And that the first
awesome.
thing I thought about was like, oh, is that replacing the green room that we just saw in Black Widow? I'm like, are they the new
Oh.
women assassin kind of thing that they're gonna do? But
Wow.
not so human trafficking
Yeah.
style that Black Widow did. You more like, oh, you don't have a family, come join us, you'll be part of our family kind of thing. I think that's what it might turn into. I wouldn't even mind seeing some of that, like green room versus 10 rings, woman on woman
Ooh.
kind of like, action with like a bunch of women like whooping each other's ass, because that would be super cool. Like that would be something interesting. I
Hell
think
yeah.
Brian got froze. Put him down for a second. But yeah, hopefully, well, Brian will come back in a minute. But yeah, that was the first thing I thought of was
Got me again.
but
Feige strikes again.
Feige. Yeah.
It's like, all of a sudden the whole window just went away. I was like, what?
Oh man, dude.
Maybe like that.
But yeah, what do you guys think about that? I kind of agree with Will. A little bit good, a little bit bad.
I think that's exactly what's going to be. I think she's going to infiltrate. I think her brother, because her brother won't know all about what's going on, so he's going to
Mm.
maintain that relationship with her now because he's never going. As you said, I'm never going to let you go ever again.
Hmm.
So he's going to maintain that, and she's going to have the inside track to all the stuff that's going on with the Avengers. So she'll be able to know how to navigate around it. She's basically going to do what they did to the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes,
So she's gonna be like that.
man.
She's gonna just navigate right around it. And they're just setting up a huge evil roster that's going to be able to be right in there with the Avengers. It's going to be amazing.
The Thunderbolts. I don't know if they're gonna call them the Thunderbolts though, but they got to, right. I mean, maybe Dark Avengers, but that's a little too on the nose.
Yeah,
you know.
Thunderbolts.
I can see
perfect because they set up the Thunderbolts, and she will be perfect to come right in. Because I mean, when you have those Russian assassins, they'll know exactly what they're doing. This is going to be perfect.
Yeah. That was one thing I forgot to say. What I didn't like about the movie was Death Dealer was so forgettable. That's I forgot about him. Like the way he died and everything. I was like, oh man, that was so weak. I don't know if they would do something like that again. Like a new Death Dealer, but it's a woman and she's like training kind of stuff. Like see like the new female Death Dealer that if they create versus the female Taskmaster that we have in Black Widow can go off, and now you got I completely forgot Falcon Winter Soldier with Sharon Carter.
Yep.
I'm like, is she good? Is she bad? We don't know yet. Same thing with the 10 Rings. Are they good? Or are they bad? Same thing in Black Widow with the Green Room. Rachel Weisz is kind of taking over, but again, is she good or bad? Like. Yep. There's all these big organizations that are backed by very powerful women that we don't know where they stand. We assume that they're going to be bad,
but we don't know if
they can flip flop.
Marvel could do West Coast Avengers and bring all the women together and all that stuff too. They could do a lot of different things within this. And Feige he's just allowing himself to whatever creative, however things are going, just going to be able to pull it up and say, "Oh yeah, we're doing it." Yes, Martin, you're right.
This is your Halloween costume.
100% right. Wow. I still say that's Feige saying anytime I have something smart to say, he just kind of puts a kibosh on it.
Cut the internet. You got special buttons just for Brian. Cut Brian.
Marvel has it all.
Yeah. Well, so we're gonna get into the mid-credit scene. Did the post-credit scene feel not as good because of the huge mid-credit scene that we got, and then we get the post-credit scene? Did it feel like you're like, I wish it was better? Because what you just saw,
I was so pissed. I was the only one left in the theater. I was looking around like,
who would leave?
Everyone left. Exactly. Everyone was going. I was like, all right,
the rookies leave.
Yeah. Well, I know at one point my girlfriend like leaned over like mid credits. They're like, "Do they not know it's a Marvel movie?" I was like, exactly. I was like, "Come on." She was like,
"Did you guys not read up? There's 2 of them. I knew that on Wednesday."
So yeah, right.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, like I didn't want to get spoiled. I just want to know, is there a post credit scene? Yes or no? Yeah. But then they're like, "Yes, 2, stay good." I'm like, I don't want to know what they are or anything. But yeah, man, you guys want to get into that the big one, the big post credit mid credit scene?
That was awesome.
Whew, man, that was really, really cool. So at the end of the movie, Wong comes and gets Katie and Shang from this bar. It's kind of a callback to earlier in the film. So he gets them and they go through the portal, and then credits roll, and then mid credit is they're standing there with Wong and looks at one of the Doctor Strange temples. I forgot what they're called. And he's like, they're trying to figure out. Yeah, the Sanctum. There you go. They're trying to figure out like what is. He's like, he goes, "Where did you get him? Or when did your dad get him?" He's like 1,000 years ago. And then it cuts to Bruce Banner. I was like, blew my mind. And he's like, "Oh, our readings show that it's even older than that." And he's in a sling. And I don't know if it was just me, but did he look like shit?
Oh yeah, he aged. He aged for sure. Yeah,
he looked messed up. He did not look healthy.
Like his hair looked crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. He had the sling on, like the Hulk did in Endgame. So the arm is still jacked up, but somehow he split Hulk and Bruce again. Which that alone is another movie. It's like,
do you feel like I felt like that he was doing it to allow Hulk to maybe recharge, and then like when he hulks out again, and he can possibly fix his arm. Fix the arm, and
see that.
he might Hulk out, and then we got World War, Hulk. We got something else, a big Hulk movie that's going to come out because of this scene.
I can see that because can you imagine like you don't know how the Hulk felt after becoming Professor Hulk? Like he might have been like, I don't want to do this. You're killing me and taking my body. So the Hulk can't be too happy about it. So and now he's using him again to heal himself, but like you said, Hulk might not be too happy about it.
And he comes back and he has superpower now. He's really angry.
Now he's super pissed. Yeah. But or it could be something as simple that they might explain it in She-Hulk. Like he gave some of the blood and did
it could be something like Bruce Banner is sick because now Hulk, the rings, I mean the Infinity Gauntlet took the Hulkness out of him. And he didn't choose to not become Smart Hulk anymore. He lost it. Yeah. And now Bruce Banner, after all those years of trying to fight it and try to get rid of it, he's now trying to fight to find it again.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they can do so many things with that alone. So there's some other parts we're gonna get to in a second. But after that part finished, I looked over at my girlfriend. I'm like, what happened with Hulk and Banner? I was like, it's just Banner. She was like, that's what you took out of the scene?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm thinking about 15 scenes in this one scene, And but yeah, so that was a big thing. So Bruce Banner says the rings are even older than when the Mandarin had them for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to Captain Marvel, got her long hair back. So it's been some more time. She looked a little, I don't say beat up, but she didn't look as no makeup-y. She kind of looked like she was doing some stuff too. I couldn't tell if that was the same suit or a slightly different color suit.
Look,
they were holograms.
Everything. She was trying to do everything. Now she was like, "Oh well, I'm busy again," because they're gonna cut to the Marvels and there's gonna be a World War or something like that, or Civil War possibly. And she's trying to keep the peace of everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like they were just giving us little hints everywhere. Like here you go, here, here's a little bit here. Like this one scene is gonna have like 5 movies.
Yeah. Oh, seriously, it did because they even brought up like it's not vibranium. So they're like it's the thing that every technical technology that's
technological,
that's huge. Besides Iron Man came from Wakanda with the vibranium. This isn't vibranium, so now it's something different. And now we're getting into like way old because Eternals is coming up, which goes back way in time. The rings we find out are older than 1,000 years. So now we're starting to get some like when the world was kind of created kind of stuff we're getting into.
Or we're going to see that in the Eternals. That's what I think is going to happen. We're going to see that specific thing in the Eternals because they're over 1,000 years old. They will be there since the beginning.
Yeah. And then so then the big, I guess the main takeaway that we were supposed to get from that scene was when Shang-Chi used them and whatever he did, Wong said they got a signal at the Sanctum, and he goes, and he zoomed up. They had some like Tony Stark technology where you're like pinch and zoom and it just blows up. And so they zoom to the molecular level of whatever's inside the rings, and it's pulsating. And he's like, "That's a signal." And then he's like, "To who?" They're like, "We don't know." And I was like, "Oh shit!" That's just like the corniest thing you can do, but it fits so well with the movie and MCU. It's just
who's the first person you thought of? I thought thing I thought was a Celestial. A Celestial,
for sure. Well, I was thinking Galactus.
That's exactly.
That's the first thing I was thinking of was like, like were these part of something that sent out? Yeah, and because like Galactus eats planets. So what else is like, hey, my signal to go eat this planet just got turned on. It should have got turned on 2,000 years ago before life became whatever life or whatever.
When the other one that was not the Eternals, the Septos or whatever, the bad ones, when they were there trying to take over for the Earth,
the Deviants.
The Deviants, Why the Deviants were supposed to be, that's why the Eternals were fighting them. When that was happening, that's when the signal should have been turned on. Never got turned on. Then Shang-Chi did it, and now got turned on, and now they're in trouble.
Yeah, because now we're like, even Kevin Feige said, like, we're getting crazy with this stuff, man. We're going deep outer space. We're going crazy stuff with this one. With the next
and Kang in the same time.
Yeah,
dude, that is.
Yeah,
good Lord.
It's everything is just so it's. I know we talked about it on the episode when we reviewed the show, where so many people were like, what can Marvel do after Endgame? Like, that's it. They did it. Infinity War, it's all done, blah, blah, blah.
Kevin Feige said, hold my beer.
Yeah. Like, we're just starting. We're just starting, you know?
You really did.
So that's why I was like, there's so much. And also, if you ever read a comic book, you know there's no end. You know, whenever they want to retcon something, somebody snaps something and something happens, and boom, we're at square one again. Exactly. And then there's always that one person who remembers the old stuff and tries to ruin things, and it's always really, really good. No, that's old comment. But yeah, man, what do you guys think about the mid-credit scene that set up a lot?
I thought it was dope. I thought seeing Bruce Banner separated from Hulk made me think that he's beefing with Hulk now. And what if Hulk can like turn on Banner and go with that kind of? I don't know, man. I do hear that Hulk is gonna have his own standalone movie with this guy playing finally, in his own standalone movie. So I look forward to that, man. That prompts me up to watch his standalone movie for sure. That's what I got from the mid-credit scene. And then seeing, I don't know, man, just me alone. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan.
In the comic book, she's an asshole too. So
yeah, Larson is perfect for it.
yeah. And it's like I feel like they play on that too. Her like lack of chemistry with the other actors and whatnot. I think they play onto that too, which is funny. Yeah, even in the film or in the story. So I don't know. Like I feel like at some point maybe she might get replaced. That's what I think.
She's definitely get replaced. Yeah, there's. They already have a replacement like sitting on the bench. It's like being a starting quarterback and you see your replacement. It's like Andy Dalton looking at him like right there.
She's already on the bench, huh? That's how
I just saw my replacement in Wanda. What's going on here?
That's what I get from that.
Yeah.
Although I do understand her whole thing. She looks over galaxies, right? She's doing a whole lot more than what the hell the Avengers alone are doing. So her being super busy in that scene, it made sense, and I was okay with that, while other people might take it as, like she's just trying to avoid the situation. No, I don't think so. I think she was just doing her usual thing.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind that. Like, there's other fish to fry in the universe rather than just whatever's happening on Earth.
What about you, Brian? What do you think?
Real quick, hold on. We got Andy said, don't they already have Hulk movies? They making more?
Marvel,
they do.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, the Edward Norton one is technically considered the MCU. Yeah. It's technically considered MCU. But the other one with Banner, I forgot what his name was. That's not MCU.
It's just the Hulk. Yeah,
but yeah. But also MCU, Disney Marvel doesn't own the right to the Hulk. Universal does. Yeah. Because back in the day, same thing with Spider-Man. They sold the rights so Marvel can. Yeah, so parts. Well, yeah, because Marvel was struggling with money, and they're like, here's X-Men, give us a bunch of money. Here's Spider-Man, give us a bunch of money. And Hulk went to Universal. I also heard a rumor that Disney might want to buy Universal.
This is trying to buy Universal right now. They're trying to buy
everything. But I did hear because that they're trying to play nice. Same thing with like Disney and Marvel, or Disney and Sony. So they can make more Spider-Man movies. But
they're trying to
buy
right now.
That's a rumor.
They're trying to buy that. They're trying to buy. They're just waiting because they say Universal's gonna need money. Sony's gonna need money, and they got a big checkbook. It's going up.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
Sony's gonna be hard because they have.
Sony's gonna be hard.
Yeah, but with Carnage coming out, I mean they got so much going on right now.
Yeah. I think Kevin Feige kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit by helping Sony make Spider-Man even better. Because so and then basically he's just going back to Sony and they're like, here's this great thing we built you. Don't shit it, don't waste it, don't shit on it,
Yeah.
So, and I feel like Sony, that's what is gonna happen. That's what I feel
man.
like.
I think Let It Be
Sony's
Carnage
gonna jack it all up.
I think Let It Be Carnage is gonna be great.
Andy Serkis is directing it.
It can't fuck this up.
I don't know if you know Andy Serkis, who Andy Serkis is. He was Golem. He was Claw in Black Panther.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's Andy Serkis. He played Snoke in Star Wars. Yeah. He was the guy with the dots on it. So, and he's a great, but it's also Andy Serkis who knows about like motion caption and stuff like that. He was Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
Really?
That was Andy Serkis.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, Andy Serkis is really good. So when it comes to motion caption and him doing this kind of movie, I feel like it's going to be good alone just with that. But also,
how do they teach those monkeys to ride those horses? I just don't understand. It was amazing.
The best. That was so good, man. That was so good. So I don't know how much you know about the comic book stuff of everything, Will. But do you think? I don't know if you know who you think they would be signaling at, somebody good, somebody bad.
Oh, I think somebody bad. It looks like it was an accidental, breach. So I think it was something bad. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah, I do too.
It also could be something as simple as setting up the Eternals.
Yeah.
The Celestial. What's his name? The Celestial with the eight eyes, whatever. Thing looking. I can't remember what it's called, but that could be who they're signaling, because the Celestials are the ones to tell the Eternals do not mess with them. And I think the Eternals gave them the 10 rings. That's what we're going to find out in the Eternals movie.
Yeah.
And then they gave them these 10 rings, and then now they're using them for good. They think it's the Eternals doing it, and the Celestial might be coming. But it could be any.
It could be just it could be the trigger, a signal to the actual Eternals that we see in the movie. How does the character that Salma Hayek plays knows this thing is happening? Maybe it's because of the final killing that ancient demon was the final straw to the emergence. And that set off the ring. I don't know. They could do.
Because we never know what happened with these Eternals. We have no idea why it's happening.
Yeah. I mean, you can also go as crazy balls to the wall, and it could have freaking signaled the Shatari for all we know, which that would blow people's minds. And I think they are years and years and years from the Shatari.
So that's phase 6.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you never know, you never know. But I mean, it's cool that they're able to have such a very big scene that had so much information, and it's they just told them they told Shang-Chi and Katie, they're like, hey, welcome to the show, basically you're an Avenger unofficial kind of.
That's what it sounded like.
Welcome to the Avengers. But hear about this. All right, just follow me a little bit. Wong is the one that everyone's seeing instead of Doctor Strange. Now we know it's because of COVID reasons, right? But could Marvel use this and say, why was the Doctor Strange in all these movies? Where was he doing this stuff? And we find out that he's actually been taken over by somebody to be named. I'm not saying anything to Kevin Feige. I'm saying that he might have been taken over by somebody, and it's actually not Doctor Strange. And then he's acting so strange. That's why Wong is watching him so closely. And that's why Wong is going to all these Avenger things, talking to everybody, because Doctor Strange no longer cares. Everyone's saying he's just arrogant, but it could be that it's not Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I do hear the rumors behind that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just it's not Nick Fury, it's not Doctor. It's someone else. I'm not saying who it is.
Yeah,
but it could be.
Hey man, it's Spoiler Kings. You could say it on here, man.
I mean, this is conspiracy. I mean, I don't know how far, but I mean, I think that all those things they always give you hints before things happen.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's thinking, oh, is that Doctor Strange? Is it Mephisto? Is it any of these things? Possibly it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Doctor Strange. I'm almost kind of confident. He's acting like just different. He's not acting like a doctor. He's not acting like
chill.
nothing. It ain't him.
Because
he went from like,
you know, so why you know would he be willing to mess with the timeline? And why would he do it for Spider-Man, not for himself?
Yeah.
You know, so there's
hands, sir.
It's just like we saw in What If. So I mean, it's just so many things that don't add up. So I'm saying, like, possibly Wong's in all these shows because Doctor Strange is not available because he doesn't
caring. He doesn't care.
He's not caring. And Wong is trying to say, "Hey, dude, you got your job to do. What are you doing? I shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing this."
Yeah, that's interesting. I totally get it because I mean, we saw him in Infinity War where he's like told Tony, he goes, "I don't care if you and Peter are gonna die. I can't let the time stone fall in the wrong hands." Two, winking at Peter like, "Oh yeah, I can trick the whole world." I was like, "What?" Like, you're two different people, and
they're like, exactly.
So Andy said, "Do you think there will be another Avenger movie?"
Avengers 5
for sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you could set your watch
5,
to
6,
May
7.
2024. I'm going to say you're going to see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've already bought my tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, they're definitely they already said they're doing another one for sure. They already said they're doing another one. I mean, they're gonna do an Avenger movie every 5 to 6 years. They're gonna fill it, big bad guy, and then repeat, and then they're gonna take those 5 and then have one big one. Same thing what they did with Thanos. It's like, here's all the big bad guys, and then here's the real big bad guy that they all been part of. So, man, but they all disappeared. Well, I don't know if you got caught up, dude. Because
there's so many Avengers. I mean, you're going to see how many times we're going to go through Avengers and having new people in it, and how important some of these new people are.
Yeah, because now you got the Guardians of the Galaxy are basically Avengers. Yeah, Fantastic Four we haven't got to. All the X-Men we haven't got to yet. I mean, if they bring back the Defenders, Luke Cage runs his own Avenger group. So
yes,
I mean, there's gonna be West Coast Avengers. There's gonna be,
I mean, Shang-Chi, he's already a new guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see a lot of these guys.
Yeah, that was one thing. People said like this movie's gonna suck because they're like, oh, I don't know who this guy is and stuff like that. But for me, it's like,
did you know who the Guardians were?
I mean, exactly. So for me, it's like they're going to take this character and do big things with it, and give him these tools that are going to play into big roles later on. So, and that post credit scene was back to that MCU par of post credit scenes, because they always had really good post credit scenes. Then they got a little goofy and stupid for a while, but this one went back to that old school, like, like seeing Loki in the mirror with the Tesseract, this kind of thing, like, ooh, yeah.
This is so smart though, because I feel like we already know we have Spider-Man coming and we have Doctor Strange coming. So, and everyone's like panting for like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. And they throw in 2 brand new things in, and people are like, oh man, this is good too. And then they hit you with the old goodies ones, and then the Marvel's is gonna go to a different world. Like, you have the trajectory is going to change so much after Doctor Strange. It's going to be nuts.
Yep. Blade, Fantastic Four. We haven't even talked about X-Men yet, so they're gonna do so much cool stuff, man. And I think this is just the start of it with this post-credit scene. For sure.
What if the thing calls Silver Surfer?
Damn.
I'm just saying,
possibly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
So many directions you can go.
We've been talking about all this time. We're talking about Fantastic Four all this time. We don't know when they're going to do this, so that could be it.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I'm super excited.
You think they'll make a movie with Marvel and DC together?
No.
Never.
DC's so far away from even thinking about Marvel. They need to be thinking about if they can make money on their next movie.
I'm sure. I'm sure DC's like, oh yeah, can we? Can we? Marvel's like, what? No.
You can't say with this.
You out there, you playing basketball, and your little brother's like, "Can I join? Can I join?" No, what's wrong with you?
No. Like, you're like, I'll take your basketball. Like, we'll take Batman, and you go sit down over there.
You can play with the unplugged controller type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Give you the controller that doesn't work.
That's not gonna happen. I mean, just for it happened in the comic book, and that was nothing short than a miracle in the comic book. You're talking about film multi-billion-dollar companies trying to figure stuff out? Nah.
Because Marvel's just gonna say, I can make the same money without you. So why would I?
Exactly. Yeah. If they were on the same level, on the same par, I would see maybe where they can combine their powers. But right now, Marvel is holding all the cards, and DC is just trying to get to the table at this point.
They're light years ahead. Anything
that they have, Marvel has too. Even though DC's characters are better, it doesn't matter because they developed the character. Marvel's developed the characters so well that it no longer will matter.
Yeah. But all right, let's finish this up here. Real quick, Martin said, "You guys doing Ghostbusters Afterlife?" For sure. We're for sure doing. I want to see it. I love Ghostbusters. Like,
hell yeah.
Still one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just so good. Paul Rudd's in it, the new one too. Which yes, and I heard good things about it so far.
Yeah, all the original
early reviews.
I'm happy.
Yeah, all the early reviews came in, and they're fairly good. So I'm pretty excited. And he goes, or No Time to Die. Whenever they decide to release that movie.
Oh my God. We are hearing about it I feel like I've been hearing about it for 4 years.
I know.
Like No Time to Die. It's coming out.
Yeah. When? His last hurrah. But yeah, definitely we're doing those two movies for sure. But yeah, man, I think that's us. Hey, we're done for this, man. We'll definitely talk more about all these theories and stuff on Thursday because we'll talk about what if, and all that other stuff that this movie is gonna set up later on. But yeah,
it comes out October 8th. Yes,
October 8th. For now, we'll see. But exactly. I think October movies will be fine. But yeah, so we're part of the Nerd Huddle here. So every Monday we're here doing Spoiler Kings. This is our little post-credit scene. We're not really talking about the movie. Yesterday's episode was all about the movie review. Right now we just did the post-credit for Shang-Chi, kind of explained and our thoughts and ideas about it. But you always check Spoiler Kings right here and Spoiler King channel every Monday. Then we have Panda Grizzly over on the Nerd Huddle channel. That's with Brian, Alfredo, and Marvin. And you guys do your Chicago Bears news and are ready to help out everybody. Yeah, game week. Oh my God, finally. Fantasy football, they're gonna help you out with your fantasy football. They're gonna be here for your waiver pickups, so it's gonna be good.
Waiver, you better be ready, guys. Unless you're with us, you gotta drop somebody to get someone to waiver.
And then who else we got? We got Dynasty Pylon, where they do Dynasty and IDP style fantasy football. So they're gonna help those guys out with that. But I know they're willing to help out with all fantasy football. So if you got any fantasy football questions, they're gonna get you ready for your Thursday game, which is always good. So you want to check out those guys, Martin and Mark. They're always super awesome. I think Mark is in Hawaii, so be check in on Wednesday. See what his background's gonna be. He's gonna be like dolphins flipping in the background, hula girls.
Co-owner, right? Your team co-owner, Mark.
Oh yeah.
Collusion.
Yeah, and then oh my God.
That's funny.
All right. Then we got Thursdays. Did we just become best friends? We're kind of, I guess, in the middle of changing the how that is. We're still doing trending, but we're gonna try to focus more on the nerdy part of stuff. We're gonna be the nerd part of the Nerd Huddle. Me and Brian be beginning these conversations. Yeah, we begin these conversations with all the MCU stuff and all like other kind of stuff too. But we also do all the other trending as well. So that's kind of our hangout show with everybody. And then Sundays, Morning Spike, we're helping you out with your fantasy football before kickoff on Sundays. So make sure you come in and check us out, and we give you all the news and updates on who to play and who to start with your teams on Sunday. But yeah, man, that is it from us. Thanks, Brian, for coming in for the after show and talk about the post credits for Shang-Chi.
I was so excited. I was like, I can't do it the regular show. I gotta slow down.
Yeah, right. Martin said, us Dynasty Piling guys always be traveling. It seems like I know in Montana and Hawaii. Man. Yeah, well, you know when yeah, if you guys ever come to Chicago, no, that's gonna be game over. Well, cool, man. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week, Monday, for whatever movie we're reviewing on Monday. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But we'll let you know. But that's it from us here, and we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.